Very good afternoon, my dear students. In this concept, we will learn about the constructive and destructive effects of volcanoes as well as important volcanic zones of the world. First, we will discuss the constructive effects of during the eruption of volcanoes. There may be many constructive positive effects will be there as well as destructive effects will be there. Let us discuss. Firstly, we will discuss about the constructive effects of the volcanoes. The main constructive effects of volcanoes are the following. Firstly, landforms. Many types of landforms will be formed during the eruption of volcanoes. So, numerous types of landforms are created due to cooling and solidification of magma below the earth's surface and lava on the earth's surface. The landforms created on the earth's surface are called as extrusive landforms. These include volcanic plateaus, volcanic mountains and volcanic plains. So one by one, just you learn how do the volcanic plateaus formed, how do the volcanic mountains formed, volcanic plains formed, then caldera lake, how does it form, about each land type of landform, how does it formed. You learn and along with one example. That is more than enough, my dear students. Let us see volcanic plateaus. They are derived from lava which flows from volcanic eruptions. That is enough. Then volcanic, these are derived from lava which flows from volcanic eruptions. The plateau of peninsular India, especially the northwestern Deccan, is an example of lava plateau. That is enough, more than enough. Next, volcanic mountains. These mountains are built from material ejected from the fissures in the earth's crust. Volcanic mountains. Once again, volcanic mountains are built from material ejected from the fissures in the earth's crust. Volcanic mountains are the most diverse because they are the great differences in volcanic eruptions as well as the materials they throw up. Volcanic mountains like Mauna Loa in Hawaii rise 9 kilometers from ocean floor. Volcanic mountains are common to the in circum-Pacific belt and include such as volcanic peaks, Mount Fuji, Mount Cotopaxi, etc. Any one or two names if you learn, that is enough. One or two names of the mountains. How are the volcanic mountains formed? These mountains are built from material ejected from the fissures in the earth's crust and with examples. Next, volcanic plains. These plains are vast and smooth, formed by extensive volcanic flooding from volcanic centers. The Western Victoria Plain in Victoria, which is in Australia, are the finest examples of volcanic plains. Next one, Caldera Lake. During repeated eruptions, the summit of a volcano may blow up. In its place, a large depression called caldera is formed. Once again, when repeatedly the eruptions are occurring, volcanic eruptions are happening repeatedly at a summit, at the peak or summit. The summit of a volcano may be up. In its place, a large depression called caldera is formed. They are generally formed when the magma chamber is no longer able to emit sufficient magma, and this results in a collapse of a cone either partly or wholly. This depression eventually gets filled with water and forms a lake. Best example for the caldera lake is Crate Lake in the USA is a caldera lake. Once again, how does the caldera lake occurs? During the repeated eruptions, the summit of a volcano may blow up. In its place, a large depression called caldera is formed. This is filled up with water. It gets filled with water and forms as a lake. Best example for the caldera lake is Crater Lake in USA. So, this is also a type of landform which is formed due to the volcanic eruption. Next, hot springs. The movement of magma in the interior of the earth heats up underground water, particularly around magma chambers. When water turns into steam, it gushes up to the surface, which are known as hot springs. They are also called as thermal springs. This is also one of the effect which causes during the eruption of volcano, hot springs. Then there are uses regarding this. How are the hot springs occur, and what are the uses you learn in this concept, my dear? Uses of hot springs: they contain many dissolved minerals. They are good for curing skin diseases, and as well as they are great tourist attraction also, these hot springs. Next, geysers. You know what is meant by geyser? A geyser is a fountain of hot water and steam that escapes when underground water comes into contact with hot volcanic rocks. From these word only which we use in daily life, geyser word which we are using. Geysers means it is a fountain of hot water, but here which we are discussing which occurred during the eruption of the volcano, these are natural geysers. It is a fountain of hot water and steam that escapes when underground water comes into contact with hot volcanic rocks. For example, the Old Faithful geyser in Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming in USA is the best example for geyser, natural geyser. What is the definition of geyser and one example? Next, besides these types of landforms which can be happen during the eruption of volcanoes, like volcanic mountains, volcanic plains, volcanic plateaus, geysers, caldera lake, as well as hot springs, some other effects also are there. Besides forming of landforms, some other constructive effects are there. Let us see other constructive effects besides landforms. The lava and ash deposited during an eruption breaks down to provide valuable nutrients for the soil and thus create fertile soil, which is good for agriculture. Very important constructive effect, my dear. The lava and the ash which provide deposited during an eruption breaks down to provide valuable nutrients for the soil and thus create fertile soil. Next one, the places that have high level of heat due to volcanic activity inside the earth have higher potential for generating geothermal energy. The places which have inside the earth, now I am speaking about which have high level of heat during the volcanic eruption. There may be high level of heat which happens inside the earth during the activity of volcanic time. These have higher potential for generating geothermal. From that, they are generating geothermal energy also. Next, the dramatic scenery created by volcanic eruptions attracts tourists. In this way, they brings in income to that particular area. These are the other constructive effects of volcanoes. Of course, there are many constructive effects are there during the due to the volcanic eruption. Besides that, there are but also destructive effects are there. Let us see. When the volcanoes erupt, they destroy life and property. The hot lava together with ash and dust destroy not only human beings but also animals as well as plant life. Next, agricultural fields are covered with layers of volcanic ash and dust, making them unsuitable for cultivation. Of course, as we discussed in case of constructive effect, the lava and ash which is deposited during an eruption breaks down. Sometimes it breaks down and which provides nutrients for the soil, and sometimes the same lava and ash covers the layers of volcanic ash dust, making them unsuitable for cultivation also. Huge clouds are formed after the eruption of volcanoes, causing heavy rains from which result in floods and landslides. Next, destructive effect. Volcanoes also emit poisonous gases which pollute the environment and cause health problems. Explosive volcanoes in ocean islands are followed by high tsunami waves. They flood the area and destroy property, people, animals and crops. These are the destructive effects of volcanoes. Next, we will move on to important volcanic zones of the world. There are mainly two it is categorized as two important zones. That is, one is circum-Pacific belt, which is situated in the Pacific Ocean, and mid-world mountain belt, Atlantic Ocean, as well as other parts, surrounding parts of Atlantic Ocean and mainly in these two places volcanoes are concentrated. The volcanoes occur near earthquake belts around the Enfold Mountains. The circum-Pacific belt is also known as Pacific Ring of Fire. My dear students, please look at the picture which is provided in front of you. Which is to the right of the picture there is North America and South America. To its left in the picture there is Asia, and below there is Australia. Between these four continents in the Pacific Ocean there is a red color highlighted is there, that is known as ring of fire. It is of course not a particular perfect ring shape, but it is also, it is highlight surrounding parts, it is a circular, almost circular shape. That area, highlighted area, always occurs, 80% of active volcanoes occur in this place. That is why it is known as ring of fire. Okay. So it is called as ring of fire because over 80% of the total number of active volcanoes are concentrated in this region. Among these are include 40 active volcanoes in Andes Mountains, over 100 in the Philippines, 70 in Indonesia and 40 in Japan. Of course, question here, there are only two, mainly of course some other parts of the world also volcanoes occur, but mostly where do they occur means in the circum-Pacific belt as well as mid-world mountain belt. Circum-Pacific belt itself, 80% of volcanoes occur. That is why it is called as ring of fire. Next, mid-world mountain belt, Mount Vesuvius, Mount Etna and Mount Stromboli, the famous active volcanoes, are located in the mid-world mountain belt. The only active volcano in India, which is known as Barren Island in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Barren volcano, active volcano. It is a type of active volcano which is in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The name of this volcano is Barren volcano, is also located in this mid-world mountain belt only. The Hawaiian Islands, then Canary Islands, Mount Kenya are all in the mid-world mountain belt.